Yo, it's your boy AM coming to you with an AM vlog. Now that we got the intro out of the way, I'm gonna let you on a little secret. Over the past month, I have done a mod on my Nintendo Switch and my Nintendo Switch Pro controller. As you can see here, it looks so cute and so sexy. But before I give you like a deep dive into what it looks like, I just want to kind of go over my thoughts about how I feel about this particular mod that I did on my gaming device. I've been always wanting to like build a fight stick or mod out my previous fight stick to make it cool and everything, but I saw this on I think I saw it on like YouTube where somebody modded their Switch and it looked so cool, so I decided to do the same. And so what I ended up doing was going on Amazon, finding the shells for these particular devices and just buying them. And I did it over my birthday week and I modded these things out, and so I'll show you a deeper look into it right now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Alright, so here we have a detailed look at my Switch mod. The first thing that I did was I changed out the faceplate on my Pro controller to get a glacier blue kind of look to it. I think it kind of turned out pretty good. Doing the mod on this thing is fairly easy. There's a screw here, and then there's a few screws here in the back, and then in order to get even deeper into the faceplate, there's like 3 or 4 more screws deep inside there. But for the most part, if you just like pay attention and you're able to like memorize it, it's not too bad. It comes off. Something that I want to do in the future is maybe get some better joysticks. After these still work pretty fairly well, but if they ever like get out of whack, I'm gonna buy those, what do you call them, the Hall effect sensing joysticks, and maybe add it to this mod to be kind of cool. I have this little dongle here to keep my Pro controller charged when it's in this little stand. But other than that, it works pretty well. I like the buttons and how that looks on it. I think it's overall a pretty cool little mod to do. Fairly easy, so if you have an old Pro controller, you can easily do a faceplate switch and it's not too hard. They have different types of grips too, but I just went with just like, you know, the black and then the clear plastic. So I think it was kind of sexy. And then over here I got this really cool glacier blue as well to match my Pro controller case that I did for my Switch. I put a mod here as well. I'm gonna put a sticker right here because it's kind of boring, but I'm gonna put one right here so it looks a little bit cooler. But I'm overly happy with how it turned out. Doing a Switch Joy-Cons is pretty difficult to do. What ends up happening is that there's like these little pieces that you have to finish with in order to get it to work properly. And so for me, for the most part, it was kind of difficult making sure it all worked. It took me about like an hour or so on both controllers to make sure you're able to get everything done. This one takes a lot longer because it's on the right hand side. It has amiibo functionality, and so it has like additional parts. This one, once you finish doing this one's fairly easy to do. There's a little thing that you can take off these little Joy-Cons and replace them. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. As you can see here, it works. Yeah, works fairly well. One of the things that I had issues with was that for some reason I forgot how to like hook up the shoulder buttons to the actual Joy-Cons, and so there's like a little spring inside of it. I forgot to put the springs in, so I wasn't able to use the shoulder buttons. So I literally had to take it apart and then put it back together 2 times, and it was fairly difficult. But overall, I would say the Switch is pretty cool now. I bought this like 6 years ago when it first came out, and so for me, doing a mod on my Switch wasn't a big deal because if it broke, I would just get another one, because there's a new OLED model that looks really nice because the actual screen goes all the way to the edge. This is just like the OG Switch, and so I was just like, well, if it breaks, it breaks, and I'll just get the OLED one. Kind of an excuse. But now that I got it with the mod on there, I don't even want to get the OLED one because this is way cool and it looks so much better. I was able to show my little nephew, you know, what the Switch looks like now, and he was so impressed by it that he wants it. But unfortunately, it is mine, and I love these buttons on there. It looks so cool. kind of like those retro Super Nintendo buttons. Yeah, these are cool though. I love it. But it looks cool though. Look at that mod. It looks awesome. You can see through the whole thing. I'm so pleased with the whole build. But the shells are nice, and they're pretty comfortable with them. And like I said, if I'm gonna do another mod on this, I probably would switch out the joysticks and put in those magnetic ones. Those what do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but they're like the gully kits, magnetic sensors for these things, so you don't have stick drift. But that's pretty cool. I totally enjoy it. And so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do what we always do on our channel for our unboxing. This is not unboxing, but we're gonna bring in the spice, and we're gonna add flames. We're gonna add smoke, confetti, explosion, fire, hearts, lasers. Yeah, and that's gonna be pretty much a close and in-depth look at my mod and see how cool it is. I'm just so thrilled with it and so happy to be able to like have something that's pretty cool. And it was a fun little project to do. It took me about a week to get everything done. I took one day to get this one finished, and then after that I watched several videos to prepare for this one. And then it took me several nights just to get one of these things fixed, because I would do the mod on this one and then I didn't connect some of the pieces correctly, and so some of the buttons didn't work, and so I had to go back and redo it. I'm just so happy and thrilled with it. It looks cool. And we'll go back to AM. Okay, we are back. And you saw how cool this mod was, up close and personal. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I like the way it looks. The aesthetics are pretty awesome. And I think if you want to do this, it'd be a good way to update your 6-year-old Switch. As you can see here in the footage, it took a long time before to get the things open and get going, because you need to have the proper tools. One piece of advice that I would give out is that these screws in the back of the Switch take these really weird, I don't know what you call them. It's not a typical screwdriver, so if you can pick up a iFixit kit, it's probably the best thing to do before you start cracking this open. The one that I got with the actual shells, for some reason it didn't work, and so I had to just like makeshift the screwdriver by jamming it into a piece of like metal, and then I could put some torque on it and be able to open the screws. But once I was able to do that, the shells came with a little bag of screws in it, and then it had the normal Phillips screws, so I was able to screw that in without using that special tool. But if you're gonna do that, you may want to get like an iFixit kit, because it'll help you out. It's just really hard sometimes to get that weird type of screw that they put in there. I guess it's just to prevent people from opening it up. But I mean, if you're gonna mod it, you need to get the proper tools, and so that's my recommendation. I wish I had an iFixit kit. I do have a kit, not a kit, but it was just like a screwdriver, but I didn't have that particular screw in it, so I was just it was kind of rough goings for a second, but I was able to get it done. And as you can see here, I think this is so awesome and so cool. And so I hope you enjoy this vlog, and give me some thumbs up if you think this Glacier Blue Switch mod is dope. Other than that, I give you a big fat peace.